Okay, so on this demo video, I think I'm going to post this as this will be a concept video, a course concept video, but it is going to cover, um, our assignment cutter holder. And we're going to look at orientation and origin. So I'm going to just start with a new part. And you'll notice when I have a part file up, I've got my default planes here. And if you bring your cursor over, you can see there is also, you can see the orientation to my screen. We call this normal to the screen. And it's in an or a trimetric view. It shows down here trimetric. And if I go right click, I can go normal to. And this makes the front plane perpendicular to my eyesight, to my view. So this would be the front plane. And this happens automatically when you select it as a sketch plane. I'm going to go view, hide show, and then I'm going to turn on the origin. So the part origin here shows. I didn't create that yet. Now if I rotate this around, you can see they call this the trihedron here, and the part origin also moves when I rotate, when I hold my wheel mouse down and rotate. So I'm going to start sketch, and for the cutter holder, or really any part that you need to orient correctly, based on the drawing, in this case it's a drawing, I would highly suggest you look at the drawing and determine which is the top view, which is the right side view, and you can kind of figure out how you are going to reverse engineer this within the software using the default planes, and so you're able to determine what features are going to be sketched on which plane to get you the outcome or the completed part profile that you want. Okay. So I think on this one I will I'll start on, let's say, the right plane. And I'm not really clear on the origin here, or the orientation. The origin is obviously this point here is the part origin. And the origin does make a difference as far as where you would extrude. Oftentimes you'll extrude, and also where you would locate the sketch. So for example, I'm in sketch mode now on the right plane, right? Because I can bring my cursor over into my property manager and see that. And I'm in sketch. I'm going to start with the line function. And I'm not going to start on the origin, but I'm going to start just off the origin. And I'm going to make actually I'll make it like this. So this is my outline of the profile of the part. And it's shaded gray, so now I can see that it is a closed contour. I'm going to go features from there, and I'm not defining this yet because I'm going to try and go a little bit quickly. But you can define it, and I actually, when I do the cutter holder, I probably wouldn't use the right plane, but I'm just showing you as an example how to use the default plane. So I'm going to extrude this, and I'll go ahead and do a mid plane, and I'll make it 100 millimeter. Let's see, let's try 500 millimeter. I'm going to say yes. Oh, that's way too long. So let me go right click, edit the feature, and let's go 200. Okay, so this is good. So now if I go to my default planes and I go right, the top view, I go right click normal to, this is my top view. I can now go in and let's do sketch. I'm going to actually exit sketch. I could have sketched on that, but I'll sketch on the part itself. I can do the slot from here to here. And this is coincident with the, was this coincident with the origin this point was, I believe. I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to say features cut. Let's go through all and done. And then I'm going to do another cut. Let's do a sketch on this plane. And I'm going to do a rectangle. Go up to that corner. And then I'll say yes, and actually I can move this. I believe I should be able to move this line. Actually, just dimension it. Let's see here. This would be 80. Yeah, that's good. And then I'm going to select features cut. And I'll just select through all. And done. So you can kind of see I've developed the basic shape. And again, I'm using the default plane. So this is my front view. If I go normal to, this could be what you see on the drawing. I always mention in my video tutorials that I don't care about the orientation and the origin. And on this project, I don't care about the orientation or the origin. But I wanted to show you how you can understand these default views and use these on this particular project. Let's say I'll go normal 2 on the top, and I'll go to using the default views to orient yourself about the drawing so it's easier to do the features, because I think people can get lost when making this part. So I'll do another one. I think there's another one. Not smart dimension. No, rectangle. This face. I can't go. For some reason it's not working. Why is it not working? Center rectangle, corner rectangle. There's no other feature here that I can make. Something's going on. I'm going to say yes. Let's open it up again. Center rectangle. Exit the sketch. Let's try it again. Sketch on this plane. Center rectangle. There we go. Like this. Done. Done. Of course, you would go in and define these. I'm going to do a feature cut. Through all. Done. And then I'll do another sketch on this plane again with a corner rectangle, center rectangle. And I'm going to go to there, features, cut. Let's go 30. And how about 10? There we go. Done. So now you can go back in, right click. This is the right side view. I can rotate this view, and you can see how I'm using the default views to know or copy the drawing. And it's a little easier to orient myself based on this. The other issue with this particular part is the drawing has got some errors, and one of the errors is, I'll do it right now, I'm going to sketch on this plane, and it is, there's these rectangles they have. I don't think that's right here. I'm going to exit that because that does not look oriented correctly. I'm going to delete that. There is a way to change the sketch planes of sketch entities too. Let's start over. Sketch on this face, center rectangle here, one here, one here. Da, da, da. Here, one here, and I'll just show you one of the dimensions on there is it's 0.019 times 2, and you can use, oh, it's so small, you can double the number 0.19 times 2 times 2. Let's try that there. So it's 0.38. That's a metric dimension. And then the missing dimension though is if I take this line, hold control down and select this line, I can make these lines equal. Oh, I can, but I think I selected something else. Let's see. Control, 2 lines selected, and now I can make them equal in length. Okay. So there's this little, these are 2 little rectangles that I'm going to use to extrude the slots on the side. And there's a missing dimension. There's a dimension of this line length. Yes. There's a dimension of from here to here. Oops. Smart dimension from this point to this point. Yes. And actually, I'm pretty sure this dimension is actually different than this dimension. But what's missing is the orientation of the slots along this edge. So the easy way to get around that, and I can't mark you down because there's no dimension, so if you can really put them anywhere, but the easy way to get around that is go to this midpoint, make a center line, and just make this line, hold control, the center line, and this line, make these symmetrical. And now you can see, it might be a little hard to see here, that all of these entities are now fully defined on this side. It shows under defined because I didn't do it on this side, but I'm just going to show you now, if this were fully defined, I'm going to do features, extrude cut, and I'll do through all, done. And I think on this side it shows a little bit better example. And then I noticed on my little sample here, there's another little pocket here, or another little boss that I didn't do correctly. I think actually when I did the profile, let me think about this. When I did the profile, I kind of didn't do this correct. Anyway, so this profile in the right side view, if you look at this, there's a little shoulder here, from here to here on both sides. But that's just basically a course concept on using the default planes, and we're going to be creating custom planes and using that in the next few weeks. and you're certainly not limited to, and you've already made, you've already used extruded faces for sketch planes, I think on like week 2, week 3. So, but for this particular project, and being able to manipulate the view and manipulate maybe a reverse engineering situation on any part, but specifically on this part, because there is no book instructions on this, you can use the default planes, try and mimic these to your drawing, and this will help you make sure you get the correct features and the correct orientation for this particular assignment. So hopefully that helps, and hope you're enjoying the class.